Good evening and welcome. I am Amarachi Ubani. Tonight, more commotion and accusations as INEC cancels results in 8 local government areas in Rivers State in the rerun elections. Governor Nyesom Wike blames INEC and the army for the violence during the polls and collation of results. National Economic Council retreat holds tomorrow at the Presidential Villa in Abuja. And reports by the UK Sunday Times alleges US and British authorities knew where 80 of the kidnapped Chibok girls were but allegedly failed to launch a rescue mission. We begin tonight in Rivers State, which is fast becoming a political reference point. The Independent National Electoral Commission has announced the cancellation of results from 8 local government areas in the rerun exercise. The affected local government areas include Andoni, Boni, Gokana, Kana, Eleme, Tai, Eche, and Asaro-Toru. The resident electoral commissioner, Mr. Anyedi Ikoiwak, told journalists today that official results will be announced for 15 local government areas. The Rivers rerun election has witnessed unprecedented violence leading to the killing of some military personnel. Our correspondent in Rivers State, Emmanuel Ire, reports.
It was a much anticipated legislative rerun election in the state. While there was relative order in some polling booths, it was bloody elsewhere. The morning after the tension is still fever pitch as party leaders and supporters are in commotion in Mile 1 police station in the state capital. Both parties trade accusations over attempt to hoodwink one of the collation officers to rewrite the results in the council.
We came down here to see the woman. Madam, what happened? Yesterday, all throughout the night, your phones were off. You're supposed to be a collation officer. Other collation officers have collated. You were nowhere to be found. We had to take her down to the DPO for further investigations where she was. Immediately, she came down here. Military pumped in. About 5 vans of the Nigerian army came in with intimidating looks, all of them cocking their guns. We had to put a call to the governor of Rivers State, and he came.
That governor being here now, we are ready to face the consequence. We are ready to, we can never be intimidated. We will either die or allow this thing to. We cannot accept that, please.
The atmosphere becomes even more charged as former governor and minister of transportation Rotimi Amechi, DG Nimasa Dakuku Peter side, arrived with the Rivers State governor, who apparently had come in earlier. And then pushing and shoving among security agents. Elsewhere, the AIG in charge of Zone 6 and other heads of security agencies in the state briefed journalists on the security situation following the election.
Though some pockets of security breaches were recorded in few places, however, it is pertinent I let you know that we have 24 cases. We have 24 suspects comprising 22 males and 2 females that are in police custody. These people are arrested from different parts of the state for different electoral offenses, and they are presently undergoing interrogation on allegation of criminal or electoral offenses or both. They are with the state CID. I want to say here that I'm start this morning after seeing outrageous figures of deaths associated with the election as dished out by the media. To put records straight, 4 deaths were recorded, with 2 in Buguma, 1 in Nowa, Tai, and Omuawa, each recorded 1. Let me, for the optic time, appeal for the continued and sustained support and cooperation of members of the public by way of in all the activities of security agencies in the state to enable us to discharge our constitutional mandate of protecting life and property.
Though the Rivers rerun elections have raised questions in the minds of some over incidences of violence and malpractice that led to the cancellation of the process in 8 local governments by INEC, many wait for the electoral body to give a general assessment. Emmanuel Erei, Channels Television News.
Meanwhile, security operatives, including the police and army, have been deployed to the Results Collation Center in Port Harcourt, the River State capital. This followed an attempt by suspected hoodlums to disrupt the collation exercise. INEC has begun collating results in the Rivers East Senatorial District for Okrika area. Our correspondent Charles Eruka tells us more.
The collation of results has taken off effectively for Rivers Rivers East Senatorial Zone. Well, this is the Port Harcourt Council Area Center, the hall where the collation is taking place. Now, the returning officer for Okrika Local Government Area, Dr. Ekanem has finished presenting the results from his area of jurisdiction, and he left not long ago, just moments ago. Well, that collation exercise started at exactly 4 o'clock with the announcement made by the Chief Returning Officer for Rivers East Senatorial Zone. And of course, how did we come to this point? Well, before then, at about 3 o'clock, the army had to be brought in here to calm things down, because following an altercation between one of the collation officials and one of the agents of one of the political parties, I'm not at liberty to name names at this moment. Well, after that altercation, it was becoming rowdy and then descending into total chaos and anarchy. Then it took the intervention of the police, which didn't prove to be enough. Afterwards, the army had to be brought in, and then firmly but steadily they took everyone who had no stake in this exercise out of this place. They've actually established a perimeter outside of this particular venue and keeping everybody who has the potential of causing trouble away from here. Now all is quiet, nearly quiet and calm in this place, and the collation exercise is effectively underway.
The River State Governor Nyesom Wike is blaming Nigerian Army personnel and INEC for the chaos in most of the local government areas where results of the rerun elections have been cancelled. He said while INEC failed to print a uniform form with federal government seal for all the council areas, the soldiers, according to him, acted beyond their brief by attempting to stop party agents from accompanying electoral materials.
Most of the problems you may have witnessed or you may have had was caused by INEC. Now, as early as 9 a.m. 10 yesterday morning, I was getting calls from local governments. I got calls from Body local government that look, the results they brought to us, we don't think is original. I said, how do you know the original result? They said the one they have seen for the Senate is different. That you can see the coat of arms. The one of House of Assembly can see the coat of arms, but the one of the House of Reps, there's nothing. And it's not even signed. I said, okay, hold on, let me get to REC. I got to the register, I called him on phone, I said, this is the complaint. He said the problem is having it that he told the electoral officer, the EOs, to countersign those ones that don't have that either code or whatever, so that that will follow the original. So that's the problem here, that most of them did not sign. I said, now you see. You also, I said, the military should not be involved. That the military should play a role of security, manning strategic positions. That I said. And that Ogoni is a sensitive area when it has to do with the military. What happened? In Kana, I was the one who called the brigade commander that I'm hearing there are problems in Gokana and Kana, and even in Tai. So when they went to Kana, instead of them to even support the police, how do we make sure that these materials go to the various polling units? They say no agent should be here. How can there not be agents when you're moving materials?
River State Governor Nyesom Wike. Well, in part two, after the break, more on the River State rerun elections will be joined by our political correspondent, Sheon Okimbaloye, for updates. Please join us again.